All right, we're starting the hike at the Upper Bear River Reservoir. First things first, got this little creek crossing that looks like they did some improvements on. Got a nice gravel path. The trail starts 200 feet behind me. So, started my GPS and we'll see how long it actually takes to get there. Came down here, opens up to a little marshy area. We've got our first obstacle for a Jeep. So I'm going down this way. Is down around these boulders. Down around that way. I last hiked this trail must have been 13. So I don't remember much. I do have it in my phone's GPS, but right now, because I'm on a Jeep trail, if I have any questions, I think, would a Jeep be able to go this way? And if I think yes, then I do go this way. If I think a Jeep will not go this way, probably find a different way. Doesn't really matter though, because as long as I'm heading downhill towards the upper lake, I should be okay. There are some bugs flying around. Not sure if they're mosquitoes yet, but not too bad. Weather's probably 65 degrees. Overcast. It's supposed to rain on Sunday, so we'll see if we can get out before then. Somebody did take time to stack a couple rocks. So I've not seen much evidence of people coming by here recently, although it is only June 3rd. But I suspect people have been down here in the past. It's not hard to find. Google will take you right to where I parked, so I'm sure people come and use this to get to the upper lake quite frequently. All right, I am at the point where I leave the Jeep trail and go the off-road adventure. There's a big knob right there, which I don't want to go through, but there seems to be opening on the other side of these trees. It's choked in with brush, which is always fun, so I will try to find a way. I do see some little benches that go up. There's a notch there. That might be the way I'll go first. Less brushy. We'll find out. So what we have here is what Wally Glitch would call unyielding brush. The camera won't do it justice, but from where, just past where this dead tree is, kind of in that little clearing right there. Bushwhacked, 100 feet maybe. Had a 10-foot climb up this crack. Took about 30 minutes. Now I got out of the clearing. I'm heading up there. Somewhere in here are a pair of trekking poles. By the time I realized they were not on my pack, and I could not see them from where I was, I said, I'll leave them for the next person. Found a nice granite bench. One way to walk up. Trying to use these to my advantage. So I was just thinking to myself, growing up, dreamed of what it would be like to be one of those people that had first one to set foot on a mountain, or first person to go somewhere, or do something adventurous. So I would go hiking. I would think maybe I was the first person to have gone this particular path. I just went through this brush just back over there, thinking nobody in their right mind would be stupid enough to have come through this way. And then I see this Forest Service sign. And I think to myself, somebody was this stupid. I'm thinking my path goes that way. Found another property marker. So the lake is that way. I'm assuming it's PG&E property. And where I am belongs to the government. So I'm wondering if I can follow these markers, and maybe there'll be some sort of a path through the yielding brush. As long as I don't drop down too soon, I think I'll be okay. All right, here's the update. Been going for an hour, 40 minutes. Gone 0.92 miles. The last 45 minutes, I've gone a quarter mile. This brush is really, really tough. So, not sure whose bright idea it was to do this, but these others will hopefully learn from my misfortune. But it is beautiful. Get the first glimpse of the upper lake. And that direction is the lower lake. Just hit the mile mark. My watch. And came up on this. The waterfall that you see on the left side when you're going across the lake. And this obstacle. All right, gotta jump from here to there. Let's see how we go. 1, 2, 3, go. Okay, landed half a heel short. All told, not too bad. In case you're wondering, no fish that I've seen anyway. But sure is beautiful. Found another little trickle of water. The word for this hike is unyielding brush. Started off as a joke, but that's pretty much all it is. You see this little, where'd it go? This little scar right there. It's a nice little landslide, rock slide. It looks like some cows have been here too. I can finally see the mouth of the river behind those trees. There's the island. Rockfall again. Way in the distance, the dam. The lake looks to be full. And right there, that's the rock we try to push off. Still there. Well, I'm above the mouth. It's about 100 vertical feet down. Just made contact with Alan. We're too far away to really hear each other, but we heard voices, which is good. Because it's now after 7 o'clock. I've been going for 3.5 hours and 1.96 miles. So that must be a record slow. And I do have one injury. It looks worse than it is. The pool by the campsite is running pretty full. Definitely a fair amount of water, and you can see the little drops in that little pool. A little bit of rain. So we dug up the old cache, grabbed the plastic and the ropes, so we have it in case it's a downpour. So far, barely even a sprinkle. Here's a tour of our camp. That is my tarp there. Alan is in that tent right back there with his backpack covered. At the table, the cooler right here was found here. Somebody brought it up and left it, which is a shame. Fishing poles, Brian's tent back there. And in the middle of the night, we had some creatures nibbling on Brian's boot, even though it was right outside his tent, right next to his tent door. The mice got it, so be forewarned. Here we are at the creek that comes into the river. There is a lot of downed trees. Makes it a lot more difficult to get access to the river. But there's quite a bit of water flowing, which is good. Here's where the other branch of the creek comes in. This one's flowing a lot better. And we'll look upstream. This morning we woke up to a lot of rain. Didn't get any footage of packing up because of how rainy it was. But Alan got really wet in his tent, pretty much a sieve. I just had a little tarp and I stayed perfectly dry. So I am at the Jeep trail, going up this way, and I'll be hiking back to the truck. This is a creek crossing. Got a lot of ballast rock in here, which is weird because the trail's closed about 100 yards or so up ahead. Maybe it's preventative. Here we are, back at the trailhead. Truck's where I left it. Someone else showed up. I did see somebody camping with a Jeep at the edge of the lake where the Jeep trail comes in. He was packing his stuff up. He's probably 10 minutes behind me, but it took me 58 minutes to make it here. 1.23 miles. I probably made a few detours, but that concludes Bear River Reservoir 2022.